Hello everyone, Julian here. In this GitLab session, we're going to talk about a particular case study which led me to believe that it's very important with cold email, talking about cold email only, to B2B businesses, cold email, sending cold email to other business people for an offer, that is very important in terms of open rates and other email stats to actually use humor in your emails, because you don't know this person, okay? And humor is very disarming. So in this particular case study, because the other thing is people think with B2B you've got to be professional all the time. But if that's not really your style, which is not for me, then maybe you need to look at doing something that's a bit more authentic. And not only that, it just works better. So in this particular case study, small data sets, these are only 200 emails were sent out to each group just to test this. And professional style writing was one group, and the other one was quirky, funny campaign. It's kind of a bit more risky, and but I expected it to be better, and it was. So we got 20% open rate on the professional emails because they're the same as every other email that people get, and they don't stand out at all. The funny campaign has a higher open rate and a higher response rate, which was what we saw. And the reason is that it just stands out, hits you in the head, and you're very curious. Like, what is this? And you actually read through it, you click on the link, you do all of that stuff, which is what the whole idea of doing cold email is. You need to stand out. And it's because you need to grab that attention up front, okay? And here is an example. This is the James Altucher. I call it the James Altucher method because I saw this in an email from James Altucher, the very first email I ever received from him in his mailing list. This was years ago, but let's have a look at this.
And we are focusing on attention getting, the A of AIDA, and it's something that I think that people gloss over, whereas it is the first letter of AIDA for a reason. You really need to get attention, and we're talking about techniques that get attention, and then we're going to go into other copywriting techniques. Now, the Warren Buffett technique, which I alluded to last lesson, is that Warren Buffett often starts his presentations with bad news. Now, Warren Buffett would present to investors, and he would talk about stocks that his investors hold. He would talk about stocks that he wanted to buy, and he wanted people to do something, either, buy a stock with him or sell a stock. And what he would do was he would lay them with bad news up front. So they're expecting to be sold something. They're being expected to be told to do something. And he sort of says, oh, this is a really bad idea because of this. And it really disarms people, and it makes them trust. It gives the speaker credibility. So, and it also is, if you do have bad news to give, if you do it up front, get it out of the way, it's out of the way. A few years ago, I wanted to buy this house. When I called up the real estate agent over the phone, he goes, oh yeah, you won't want to see it. There's a highway at the back of it. And I immediately went, oh, odd. And then we went and saw the house, and because the bad news had been given up front, we ended up buying the house, and we weren't bothered by it. But if the real estate agent had not given me the bad news up front, I probably would have, the moment I walked in, go, oh, the highway's right there, this is no good. Interesting, isn't it? There is a very clever marketer called James Altucher, and honestly, he's very good at copywriting, and he writes incredible landing pages. I often use his examples. His emails are incredibly persuasive. When I signed up for his email list, here is the first email I received. I'm the stupidest man you'll ever meet. Out of 20 companies I've started, 17 failed. At one point, I couldn't even afford diapers for my baby daughters. When people admit...
Right, that's just a good example. So that's not about humor, but it is about that getting that attention. So it's very similar, and you can use these in your emails as well. And if you want to know how to do it easily, I have just completed a series of videos in the YouTube playlist where it was all done in ChatGPT, and you can do really good copy. I believe. People say copywriters and that say that you got to write it yourself, but if you know all of the formulas, ChatGPT can write very good sales copy, I believe, and that'll show you how to do some of these techniques. The other thing I wanted to just quickly mention was some of the sort of the theory behind writing humorous emails. So let's just take a quick look at that.
And we're talking about all of the tips and tricks that are going to allow you to create the best possible copywriting that is just going to create massive attention, interest, desire, and action. And today we're going to be looking at Rule of Three. This is a writing technique that is very powerful, and you'll see me use it often in sales copy. You got to use it sparingly, but when you find a good place to put it, it's very powerful. So let's talk about what it is exactly. So the fact is that things that come in threes are more memorable. In arts and literature, the Three Bears, the Three Amigos, the Three Stooges. It's very easy for us to visualize. It's three of these characters, and for some reason our brain really likes that. You see it in marketing. For example, slogans: snap, crackle, pop, slip, slop, slap. That's an Australian one from the 80s, which was about skin cancer awareness and slipping on a shirt, slopping on some sunscreen, and slapping on a hat. And anyone from Australia will know that one. And Just Do It, obviously, the Nike one. Very memorable slogans. Beans means Heinz. Beans means Heinz. Another one. That's baked beans. If you are in Australia or the UK, you will know all about that one. You may even have baked beans, Heinz beans, in the United States. I'm not sure. You see it in jokes. A priest, a rabbi, and a minister walk into a bar. It's just funnier in threes and more memorable. And you'll also see the rule of threes in pricing. You'll often see three pricing options, and the whole goal of this really is to solidify the middle option. Generally speaking, we feel much calmer if there are three options, and when we come to make a decision, it's easier for us to pick the middle option. It's almost like
I'm just going to skip through
twist, and that is a
talk
real
about the unexpected twist, which
and that is a real attention.
This is one that I use in cold emails a lot. I'll just show you that.
Getter. That's a slam in the face. This is, you can use this in your emails. And here's an example. Like on the bottom of an email, I could put, you can reach me on the phone, through email, or by yodeling loudly in my direction, my general direction. So we expected three things. We expected them to all be similar. And the third one was ridiculous. So it was a real attention getter. So when to use the three with the twist on the end is, it's a comedy tactic, okay? And the thing is that when you are doing cold contact, emailing, you really need something extra to get attention, because you are intruding on people. And when you use humor on cold contacting, you diffuse the annoyance. And with a lot of people, many people will be aggravated by it, but people that have a sense of humor will be caught off guard.
Yeah, I'll stop it there. So there will be people that will actually get angry and email you back, but the rest of the statistics show that you're getting more open rates, more engagement, and more sales from it. So it works. And, the people that are angry are probably not the people you would get anyway. So don't worry about that. Well, I don't worry about that. So, that's basically it. There's more info on the blog post. Telling storytelling in your sales copy, the unexpected ask, like trying to get someone to go to a Zoom. I've got this here, look. I'm sure you're inundated with emails asking for meetings, partnerships, or 15 minutes of your time. I won't do that. Instead, could you spare 47.3 seconds to ponder how we might help you, or whatever? Just mixing it up, making it unexpected. And always remember, some people will get triggered from this and they will get upset. but you got to break a few eggs to make a cake, as they say. So that is the case study on using humor in cold email. And like I said, there is a previous one on the YouTube playlist where I take you through the process for putting all of this type of stuff into ChatGPT, and you can actually produce landing pages, sales videos, email copy that is going to work just like this. So that is the cold email using quirky copy and using comedy case study. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon on another one.